Hey, how's it going, buddy? Thank you for stopping by, checking out my YouTube page, checking out my YouTube channel. My name is Rick Ramirez. I'm also known as Rick's Two Sons.
Yes.
This is my son, Little Ricky.
I'm not Little Ricky anymore. And because I'm not a toddler anymore.
Oh, it's because you're 5. You're not Little Ricky anymore. You're just Ricky?
Yeah, because I'm not a toddler. I used to be 4, and that was when I was a toddler.
Okay, so he's Ricky, not Little Ricky anymore.
Because I'm a toddler.
We got to get that straightened out. He's mad that I called him Little Ricky. But we have a great video for you today. I don't want to keep saying this.
Yeah, it's a cutting thing.
But I have to. This is not your dad's tool. The DeWalt Flex has completely changed the game.
Yes.
Right? My dad was an old school carpenter. He did everything by hand. And he didn't like tools like this because they're on a cord. And he would just say, "Gah." Didn't save him much time. He thought they were cumbersome, too big, too bulky, too heavy. We're doing a product review today on the DeWalt DCW682. It's a biscuit joiner. Now, there's a ton of different videos on YouTube. We won't go down that road. It's a different video in itself. But different ways other than to do this with this actual tool. To do it manually by hand, with the drill and all different types of jigs you can make.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that when you decide to purchase a tool like this is probably not a tool that you need. It's a tool that you want, right? And the reason I'm saying that is because when you're first starting your wood shop, you're first starting your shop, everything adds up, right? So you just don't go buy all these fancy tools you need. You purchase what you need, right? And when you're at the point that you're like, hey, I'm going to buy this, it's probably because you're making a couple extra bucks and you want to add some fancy tools to your collection. Because a tool like this is just going to improve your work, your workmanship. It's going to improve the type of work you're going to be able to put out. And it's going to actually make things happen a lot faster than if you do it manually by hand. So, yeah, don't you think?
Yeah.
So, first thing I wanted to say is that no matter how good a tool works, if it doesn't feel comfortable in your hand, if it doesn't have a good comfort feel, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, then it's not going to work well. So, this handle that's right on the front, it's pretty much close to the size, the width of my hand. And right off the bat, I feel extremely comfortable with holding it in my hand. And then let me take this dust collector off. Oh, this dust collector off. When I put my hand to the back, it's actually the base of my hand is kind of hitting the base of this, the base of this handle here, right here at the back. So I feel secure holding it. So when it's in my hand, I actually, watch your head. I feel real secure holding this so that, at the end of the day, this is a powerful tool, right? So you want to make sure you feel comfortable in your hand, you feel secure in your hand. It's not overly heavy, it's not over bulky. And I feel like secure. I kind of feel like I'm holding a chainsaw, to be honest with you. That's how that feel I get when I'm holding it. I'm not saying it's heavy as one, but I'm just saying like it fits firm in my hand in the back. And I just have this comfortable feeling. Just want to get that out of the way and say it. Okay. So it does have a bag collection system. I actually have it backwards. As you can see, it says DeWalt on it. But we do have new to our shop, we have a dust collector.
Yeah, it's over there.
Right. It's out of the sight. You can't see it right now. But we'll be doing a lot of new videos on putting all these type of tools, attaching them to. We got all the attachments for the DeWalt tools. So we have a dust collection. These bags work beautiful. We did do a test right before we did this video. That's why there was a little dust when I opened it. But the point is, there's no dust on here now other than when I opened that bag. Because once we actually do use this, I want to show that there's literally no dust on this table at all after using it. So this bag actually looks great. So having the extractor is going to be phenomenal. But,
yeah, it's extractor.
Yeah. So before we get started in the actual video, I just want to make sure that everyone understands how do you adjust this? Why do you adjust it? What adjustments may need to be made when using this. Okay, so first off, you have this side right here.
Yeah, that's right.
And this allows this fence to move upward, downward. And if you can see that, you can see the measurements on there. I'm making a point to see those measurements for the angle because I'm 45. And there's times when I go to read something small like that, man, I got to do one of these. I got to lift my glasses to be able to see it. And this is actually written large enough that I can read it. I'm not, squinting my eyes just to be able to read it. So I like the fact that they took the time to do that. So it's one thing if you're putting two pieces of wood together like this, but it's another, you're kind of putting it on an angle like this. and that's when you want to use this fence, to be able to put that angle so that you're coming in on an angle, with the piece of wood. And that's how you're making it. So, you'd be cutting the wood, an angle in here. So that's what that adjustment's for. The other adjustment that it does have is that where the actual blade comes out. Let me just go ahead and you can see that blade there. Where the blade comes out is where it's actually, let me grab this a different way. So where the blade comes out is where it's actually going to hit this piece of wood, right? Do you want it more towards the top? Do you want it more towards the bottom? Do you want it dead center, right? So there's an adjustment here on the side of this little knob, and that allows you to, and I'll put the fence down so it's a little easier to see it. It allows you to raise and lower this.
Yeah, it does. I already knew that.
So you can lower it all the way down. And see, now you see the spacing that's between here, that's between where that blade comes out, or you can raise it all the way up.
I already knew that.
Now you see the difference in the spacing in that blade. Okay, so if you had this all the way down, and tighten this up, you had it all the way to the bottom, you raise this fence all the way up, and you have a thicker piece of wood like this 2x4. Now, mind you that if it's going to hit close to the bottom, you could flip it over again and do the same exact thing. And now you'd be able to have two instead of one just in the center with a larger piece of wood. So that's what we're going to do today. The other thing the other thing that I want to make sure that you know is that this is a precision tool, right? So the whole idea, the whole reason of having a precision tool is so that you have precision cut, right? And when you're actually making this cut,
I forgot I had my squeaky voice.
well, when you're making a precision cut, you want to make sure that you're being precise in your movements. So since this is going to be flush on the ground, when you're moving this toward, make sure you're not doing this, that you're not tipping and losing, because what's going to happen is then if all of a sudden you tip this, then it's going to tip your cut. And then now you're going to have some sloppy joints. So make sure that you feel firm. So, since this is going to be kind of like topsy-turvy, clamp this piece of wood down. So this piece of wood is not going to move. And then when you go in, just, make sure you're kind of pushing down because you don't want it to tip up, and just come in straight. And as long as you do that, this thing is going to be like on the money every single time. Now, if you do this, I'm not saying it still won't joint together. And I'll show you. I'll get a joint we did right before we did this video. And I'll show you the difference. I'll show you when it did tip on that. And I may actually interject that because we did do some recording. We were trying to actually create right, and to see that how could this machine not perform well. And we were playing with it offline to kind of see that what would cause those things. So people say, hey, Rick, you're saying you press the easy button, this thing worked perfect. I get it home and, and I'm having issues. So I wanted to see if I could create issues with this. And I was able to, but it was not the machine itself. It was a human error in me, right? And the human error was being able to do this. So.
And we're having another thing coming, what you're going to see next time.
Yeah, we have a whole lot of videos coming, so be aware of that. So, Ricky, do you want to do a favor and grab a battery?
Yeah.
Let's grab a battery. Let's grab a clamp.
A big one?
Yeah, a big one. No, just get a middle one. Get a middle one.
This one?
Yeah.
The middle one?
About one more over, the bigger than that. That one, there we go.
Oh, that's the one that fits?
Yep. So we're just gonna use a 20-volt max battery. Okay. And go give me one clamp, please.
Where's the? Oh, I know what a clamp is.
Yep, right there.
This is a clamp.
Yep. All right. See, you got a cheat to be on. All right. So.
Oh, I know everything.
I'm going to go ahead and push this here. We'll clamp this down.
Yeah. If you don't clamp it down, it will move.
Right. So here on this handle, there is a little safety so they would pull down and then click ding. So
Wow, that's loud.
to be honest, I expected this tool to be as loud as a planer because that was just I don't know why. That's kind of what I thought it would be like. And mind you, I've been around heavy machinery my entire life. So I'm saying this personally, maybe different for you, but this isn't a tool that I think you need PPE for sound protection. To me, honestly, I'll turn it on again so you can hear for yourself. For the most part, if you look at this, Looks a little eerily similar to just a grinder, right? So this is kind of just like a modified grinder. It's kind of what I think it looks like, to be honest. This wasn't a whole lot of difficult for DeWalt to actually make this. I'm sure DeWalt, the only reason they didn't make this a long time ago was because there was a patent
Yeah.
on a very expensive tool that had the rights to this for a very long time. And that patent's up, so now DeWalt has their own version. You know, and since
That is really right.
yeah, and since I had the tool turned this way, I did mention it earlier, so I want to make sure I mention there is a knob right here on the side. And that knob has a number on it. So you're going to see 20, you'll see 10, and you'll see 0. And what that 20, 10, and 0 is literally
The size.
the size for your joint biscuits.
Yeah, even the 0 is a side. Oh, that's a
So,
0 too.
This is a 0.
I knew that.
And this is a 10.
I knew that was.
Is a 20. Now they're all the same exact thickness. They're pulled out. But what the difference is, the width is going to be the difference. And I'll hold them in my hand so that you can see that as well. So here's the 0. And here's the 10. And this is 20, right? Yeah, this is 20.
Yeah, that's a 20.
So you see the difference? So the thickness, they're all the same.
Yeah.
But the width, you know, this one's the widest. So personally, I'd probably be using, well, actually, no, I can't even say that. But on this particular case, we're going to actually use the 20s. So we'll use 2 20s. Let's put these away.
We had like the new things that we're going to get. It's going to be like some different days.
All right, it does come with 2 different type of attachments because based on you know what you may be using, an extractor or a vacuum, it has a smaller one. If you had a vacuum, has a larger size one that you know for the actual bag, or a larger size also is I believe like a 2.5 that most extractors have. So just thought I'd mention I won't be using this, but if you're using a vacuum, this is probably the tool you'd be attaching to attach the vacuum to it. All right, so Ricky, I want you to come over here on this side for me, please, so I'm not blowing dust in your eyes. All right, so again, there's the line head center, and that allows you to center it. For this purposes only, you know, if I wanted this on the money, I'd probably be I would actually be measuring this and marking a line where the center mark is, and then I'd be taking that and marking it right there, so I know I'm exactly even. But for this purposes, just demonstrating that how it works, it's not really that big of a deal. You know what? Maybe you are better off over here.
Yeah.
Let me get you some safety glasses. We got Ricky some PPE over here.
They're clear.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't need green ones. It's not lit.
I like the green ones. So
You want the green ones?
yeah, I like the green ones because if like, did you know like the green lights, like the green glasses, the clear ones and the green ones are different.
There you go.
They make all the white lights turn green. Those ones didn't really fit.
Well, mind you, this blade is brand spanking new, right? So with the brand new blade, 1 plunge is perfect. You don't have to do a second plunge at all. It looks flawless. Okay, now I can't say that you use this blade, you know, 1,000 times and all of a sudden it's a little dull. Maybe, you know, you'd want to do a second plunge. For all I'm saying is out of box with the OEM, with the OEM blade, you only need 1 plunge. I'm only going to do 1 plunge, and then I'm going to show you how tight that fit is to prove that that's all it needs. So let's go ahead and do it.
That wasn't so bad.
No. So I'll show you how tight the joint is. It almost like it clicked. Did you hear that noise? It ain't going nowhere. All right. And then I'm going to do what exactly what I said. See how there's 1 at the top? I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to do it again so to be able to make 2 on it. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing on this. And what that is going to show is this thing on the money every time. So when they align together, are those 2 pieces of wood flush or am I slightly off? That's going to prove the accuracy of the machine itself and how I'm actually lining the machine up. Am I allowing the machine to stay continuously flush? So let's go ahead and do that.
They're almost like building blocks,
Yeah, Ricky said they're like building blocks.
but they can stay together.
All right. Got that. Then I want to make sure that we are flush. We are flush. Put your glasses on.
Take them off. Oh, yeah, you forgot to turn on your YouTube light.
Nice clean. Nice clean cut. Let's push that in there. Feels nice and firm. Obviously, that's not falling out. All right, now let's go ahead and do the exact opposite do the exact same thing on this one, so we can put those together. But it's too late. It's all right. It's fine.
The YouTube light?
Yeah, fine. We got a new YouTube light in the background, so Ricky's yelling because it's not plugged in, but it's not a big deal.
It's not in the background.
Glasses down, please.
It's not the background. It's a real light.
All right, here we go. There, cut.
There's new stuff coming, and we're not telling you about it because
A lot of new stuff coming, guys. Be excited for a lot of new content coming for sure.
we're not telling you because we have to wait to see it. This. Now. Go. There we go.
All right, so
Take that off.
take that off.
And,
Push that in with one.
yep. They're almost like building blocks, but they stick
Together.
together.
Oh. Let me help you. Let me help you.
Well,
There you go. Now it's a little off as far as this way, right? Hold on, stop. Because like I told you before, if this was a piece of wood that mattered, you really should measure this to see where the center is, to see where the center is, to take that line to put it in center. And these are slightly off.
and the
Really flush, but it's slightly off. One's a little higher than the other because I just eyeballed it when I put it in.
they're really strong. I can show you
So you
something.
can see that is
What?
coming off.
Can I show you something? See? Not even a thing. Whoa. Now,
Well, they're not coming off by any means. And then again, you just see how tight of a fit is. I'm not having to like really muscle that in there, but I'm having to put a little muscle to pull it out. Does that make sense? Same thing here.
we're not turning anything on that is not in this YouTube video. We have a few new things too.
Yeah, so you're gonna notice, and we may do this in another video if people are interested. When you're creating these biscuits, there's a big difference in how you create them as far as what area of the wood you're using. If you're using the end grain or the side grain, there's a big difference. So if you guys are interested and want to know more about that, let us know. We can make a video. But this video is basically just more or less a first impression unboxing video.
Yeah.
Let us know what we think this is. So overall, what I would say is that this is a tool that I wanted in my shop for a very long time. Just like I said early on, I practice what I preach, right? And that this is something that I wanted, not necessarily something I needed, right? But I was able to attain this, and now this is just going to take my woodworking skill set to the next level. So if you're trying to do the same, these are the type of tools that I'm going to see you're going to probably start adding to your toolbox, right? So definitely, my recommendation is purchase it.
Even
It's a phenomenal tool, really precision cuts. Like I said, Rick's 2 cents is purchase it. I think it's gonna be a great investment. It's not extremely expensive. I don't recall the price off the top of my head, but I'll put it here. I don't normally like putting prices. The reason I don't normally like putting prices is because these videos stay on YouTube forever, right? So this is 25. In 5 years from now, they're like, Rick, you said it was $2.99 and it's a different price. That was 3 years ago, type of thing. But anyways, I just want to show, you saw me make 4 cuts, right? 2 on this side, 2 on this side. And there's 0 wood that's on this workspace. So this does work phenomenal. So yeah, man, I mean, buy it. If it's something that you've wanted for a long time, if this is something that you've been doing by hand angling with the jig, you saw how long it took me. Boom, boom, 2 seconds, and I'm done. I'm making a video. I'm explaining it. I got a little kid sit next to my son. You know, if I wasn't here, I'd be banging these out by myself, you know, very rapidly.
Even this even isn't a wood shop. Usually it's our basement.
Yes. So as you can see, we are in our basement. We took a quarter of our basement, made our wood shop. So this is our side hustle. I think you've made it this far in the video. I thank you. Appreciate you checking out my channel, checking out my YouTube page, checking out this review. I will have a link in the comments as well as in the description to Lowe's, because this tool was purchased from Lowe's. If you have any tools, woodworking items, or anything like that that you'd like in your reviews, please do let you know. Leave them in the comments below. We'll add that to the list. You're gonna see a ton of back-to-back tools from Lowe's. Hit subscribe. A ton of tools back-to-back coming from Lowe's. I'm a DeWalt guy. I'll be honest. You know, everyone knows I'm a lineman, and you know, these are tools that I use every single day in the field. And then these type of tools are tools that I use for my side hustle, like my son said, in our basement, in our wood shop. So if anything that you'd like us to review, let me know. We'll gladly add it to the list. And obviously, that we have more inquiries, one or the other, then we'll prioritize that. So yeah, let us know. Every Wednesday at 6:30 Central Time, we have a podcast called Shop Talk Live. It's one of the most upcoming podcasts that's on YouTube with myself as well as 3 other influencers who are in the woodworking, 3D, CNC, etc., lasers, etc. space. So if you have any questions, you get live questions and answers there. A whole lot of knowledge. You know, with the 4 people in the room, there's not anything, to be honest with you, could have a question for that between the 4 of us wouldn't be able to answer. So make sure you check out Shop Talk Live, or you can actually check us out at shoptalk.live.live to actually see the playlist of all our upcoming videos, as well as videos that's already been recorded in the past. So I don't want to ramble on and make this video as long as it needs to be. There's really not much more to go over. Like I said, this attachment right here kind of adjusts the fence so you can do the angle. This one on the side here, so you can actually adjust it for the size biscuits. This one on this side, on the right-hand side, this actually raises the fence up and down. You're going to notice some holes here on the bottom. I'm not sure what they're for, but I know what I could use them for. If I don't want to raise this up and down, because as I was saying that, let's just say I was raising it up because I want to be dead center in the middle.
Yeah.
And then, so now my fence is hanging on this, and the tool is actually hanging off the ground. And I actually tipped this, and that's what made my
I know what the screws are
cut
for.
flush. I could see myself actually putting a piece of wood and screwed into this the exact width to adjust this, so I don't have to use this fence. And if I'm doing that, like, we tend to make things in masses, right? I don't really make one of something. We create something, define the process, and we'll make 30, 40 of them and then sell them. So something like that, I could see myself, you know, maybe screwing a piece of wood there and just being able to, you know, go to town and make them. But
Or you can use those screws that if you don't want to move it, you can just like screw it to the ground.
yeah, so he's saying you could keep this stationary and then bring the wood to it, you know, because basically this is what moves. That's a good point, Ricky. That's a good point. This is what moves. So this is on the spring. So if you did screw this down not to move, you're just pushing this in. So you could do that. Good idea. I didn't think of that.
You just screw it to the work table.
Yeah, you could do something like that.
You
But
just
again,
drill it out.
thanks for watching the video. Be prepared for a ton more videos coming out. We've been really busy doing a lot of changes in our wood shop, a lot of upgrades. We got CNCs coming, a lot of new tools, a lot of cool stuff that he was kind of saying, hinting at. That more videos to come. So stay tuned for a ton of new videos.
Even there was things that I've been waiting for years and it never came.
We got some real cool stuff coming, guys. So if you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. God bless. Have a good day. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.
That was a good video.
That was.